Hello and welcome to the discussion of 2016 Q4 GDP by the Stuyvesant Square Consultancy. Fourth quarter GDP printed at 1.9% against a consensus estimate of 2.2%, so somewhat disappointing. If you have not seen our videos before, let me just give you a brief summary of how we present the data. GDP is comprised of four elements, starting with personal consumption expenditures, gross domestic investment, net exports, and government consumption expenditures. In our data, we show the fourth quarter in gold, the immediately preceding quarter, the one that we're reporting on. We show the quarter immediately preceding that in red, and we show the prior quarter, comparable quarter for the prior year, in blue. This time we have decided to include the actual percentage changes here, as well as on the bar chart here at the bottom. So let's get underway. Personal consumption expenditures for Q4 were comprised of durable goods. These are refrigerators, automobiles, ranges, those sort of things. Non-durable goods are things like foodstuffs, sneakers, things that wear out within a year, and personal services, accountants, insurers, bankers, etc. As you can see, durable goods led this category with 0.79% increase, which is down somewhat from the prior quarter, but good nevertheless. The reason I say that is the durable goods jobs tend to be manufacturing jobs that pay pretty well. This is the change in gross domestic investment. This was actually one of the better aspects of the fourth quarter GDP report. As you can see, gross domestic investment added 1.67% to the gross GDP computation. Unfortunately, some of that was changes in inventory, I'm sure leading up to the Christmas holidays, etc. But the good aspect was this fixed investment increase. These are things like homes, factories, other long-lasting equipment, all kinds of things that tend to enhance productivity, etc. So I was very happy to see that number. This is a chart that shows the scheduled net imports. One thing that I wanted to point out was that this was, as you can see, it dragged down U.S. GDP by 1.7% in the aggregate total, so it was a fairly large amount. What I wanted to point out, though, is that with respect to the net imports, I think a lot of this may be due to the Hanjin Shipping Company bankruptcy, where the imported goods were left on dockside in Asia and out at sea on Hanjin ships during the summer, and then they made it into in the summer and the fall, and then they made it into the U.S. in the fourth quarter, so in October, November, December. So I'm thinking that had a big effect and probably distorted U.S. GDP. This shows the detail of government spending. the element of GDP that is referred to as government consumption expenditures. These are national defense spending, non-defense spending at the federal level, and then, of course, state and local spending. It's kind of interesting that national defense spending was decreased in the fourth quarter. You'll recollect that the election was in November, of federal elections, and the third quarter GDP report turned out fairly decently, not great, but decent. And it occurs to me that perhaps there was some shifting of defense spending into the third quarter to boost GDP and to move it from what would otherwise have been the fourth quarter. We post this data first on our website, www.stysquare.com. We post it on our Twitter feed, which is @StySquare here. And then we post it on our LinkedIn page here. So this data is also provided along with our jobs report to subscribers to our newsletter, which contains free information and premium content, which you can subscribe to. And you simply contact us, and we'll give you the data. There are 2 contact forms here and under this drop-down menu. We can give you additional details about the premium content. So that's it for this month. We look forward to hearing from you next time. Our next scheduled report is the jobs report that is due February 3rd. So we hope to be up on the air with that shortly after the report is released. Thanks very much.